Alright, complete guide to push-ups, timestamped on screen, and here we go.
So, why should you do push-ups? Well, they're exercise, which is always good. They strengthen the muscles, specifically arms, chest, and shoulders. They're a good measure of strength. You can compare it to other people. They can be done anywhere, and they don't need any equipment. And they're a bit of fun, so,
All push-ups work chest, arms, and shoulders to some degree, but by using a variety of variations, you can focus more on different muscle groups than others. Now, there are a lot of push-up variations, but I'm just going to focus on the main ones here. So for chest, we have wide arm and standard push-ups. For arms, we have diamond, pseudo planche, and knuckles. For shoulders, we have pike, handstand, and decline push-ups. And then there's some other ones like fingertip push-ups and clap push-ups. They work fingertips and explosive strength, respectively.
if you are a beginner and you can't do a push-up, there are easier variations that you can start with. I'll go through some here. I'd also recommend you check out Hampton's video from Hybrid Calisthenics. The link will be in the description. We shall start with wall push-ups. For wall push-ups, you want to go about arm's distance away from the wall, and then you want to put your palms flat against the wall and just lean forwards and use your arms to lower yourself slowly towards the wall. Your arms should be about shoulder distance apart. Next is incline push-ups. You can do these against a couch or a chair. Again, put your arms forwards, lean onto the object, using your arms to lower yourself slowly down. The lower the object is, the harder they will be. For knee push-ups, you want to get down on the ground, onto your knees and your hands. You want to walk your hands forwards until your body is a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Then lower yourself slowly onto the ground and keep your arms by your sides. Okay, onto the standard push-up. So for the standard push-up, you want to have your legs straight out behind you and you want to have your hands directly beneath your shoulders. Your body should be a straight line and you want to keep it rigid all the way down and all the way up. As you lower yourself towards the floor, make sure your elbows don't flare out too much. You want to keep them in by your sides. This can be tricky, but make sure you focus on technique and form over quantity of push-ups. For wide arm push-ups, it's the same as a standard push-up, except, as the name says, your hand should be out slightly wider. As you lower yourself down, your elbows should be extended slightly more to the sides. For diamond push-ups, you want to have your hands close into the center of your body, just below your chest. The fingertips should be touching each other and the shape forms a small diamond. As you lower yourself down, your chest should touch your hands. Make sure your elbows don't go out too wide. You want to keep them close to your body. Pseudo planche push-ups have a fancy name, but it's really just bringing your hands down by your waist. This activates the bicep more. These push-ups are very tricky, especially if you have your hands right below your waist. But the good thing about this is that it's very easy to change the difficulty just by bringing your hands closer to your waist or to your shoulders. Knuckle push-ups are just the same as standard push-ups in terms of hand placement. The only thing that changes is that you're doing them on your knuckles, of course. They can be tough on your knuckles, so you might want to do it on a carpet or some soft material. Pike push-ups are trickier push-ups. Your feet have to be on an elevated object. Bring your hands close to the object and your torso should be straight towards the ground. Keep your legs straight and your butt in the air. Handstand push-ups are very tricky. One of the hardest types of push-ups. Get into a handstand position. It's easier to do it beside a wall and you can focus more on the pushing technique rather than the balance of the handstand. For decline push-ups, raise your feet onto an object and you should have your hands directly below your shoulders. Lower yourself so that your chest is touching the ground and then push back up. Fingertip push-ups are similar to knuckle push-ups in that it's standard push-up position, but that you just change what you're doing with your hands. In this case, obviously, you have your fingertips. This can be quite sore on your fingers. You might also want to have your arms slightly wider than standard push-ups. Clap push-ups are a fun show-offy push-up. You go into standard push-up position and lower yourself down to the ground. When you push back up, use all your strength and try and get up as high as you can. As you come back up, raise your hands and try and clap them in front of you. Make sure you can do at least 20 standard push-ups before you attempt this, as it requires a lot of explosive strength. So, some common push-up mistakes. One of the biggest ones is flared elbows. So when you're doing a push-up, you bring your elbows too far out. Mostly, you want to keep your elbows in by your sides. This prevents joint pain and works your muscles harder. Another mistake that a lot of people make is that they bend their body. You want to keep your body rigid the entire time as you go down and as you come back up. Bending the body isn't great for the core, and it doesn't work your arms quite as hard. Another mistake that is common to all exercises is full range of motion. A lot of people won't go down far enough. Mostly in the case of push-ups, you want your chest to be touching the floor and then come back up. Okay, so now we've gone through all the variations. You may be wondering, okay, well there's so many, what should I do and how often should I do them? As a beginner, you should be aiming to do around 15 standard push-ups in a row. If you can't do that yet, you can just start at an easier variation that you can do about 10 to 12 reps, 1 rep meaning 1 push-up, and then you can work your way up from there. It could take weeks, it could take days, it could take months. Just try every day to do about 3 sets to failure, so as many as you can do. If you're a bit more advanced and you can do 15 or 20 or more standard push-ups in a row, you can try the different variations, see what you like, see what you don't like, see which ones you find easy and see which ones are a little trickier, and maybe focus on the trickier ones. In my experience, 3 to 6 sets to failure every day works best, but experiment and see what works for you. Now, just quickly about injuries, push-ups generally aren't very taxing on your body, but it is possible that you can injure yourself while doing them. More common injuries are not really muscle related, they're generally more joint related, either in your wrists or your elbows. So just be aware of that, and if you feel any pain, take a break for a couple of days and just rest it. That being said, push-ups are a great strengthening exercise and they're a lot of fun. So just play around with them and enjoy yourself. I hope you learned something, and thanks for watching.